Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining. We will continue our discussion, which we had yesterday on Tableau. So, uh, I hope we have everyone has the desktop, and I will just quickly revisit the things which we saw yesterday, just for uh, just for covering it briefly, and so we all remember what we covered. So we discussed about Tableau and what it does, and how does it fit into the reporting and uh, ecosystem. And essentially, what it does is that would it you can connect it Tableau to any data source. We saw a list of data sources, like hundreds of them. You can connect, and you can then what happens as soon as you connect, you get the data loaded in Tableau, and then you visualize it, you build your charts, you do your analysis, you do some advanced analysis like statistical analysis, all those things. And then what happens is you combine that in a dashboard in a way that you're trying to narrate a story to the users. And then what you do is you publish it. We didn't see the publish, but we were trying to build certain charts, and we were trying to use certain Tableau features yesterday. So taking cues from that, I want to say that we kind of take a use case, and we do a small project, or small dashboard to tell a story for the fictitious company which we were using the data of. So just to rehash the same thing, so in Tableau, if you want to get data out from the visual, you use filters, and if you want to get user input, you use parameters. And then if you want to if you want Tableau to recommend the charts, uh, then you use a show me feature. And then we saw some calculations. Calculations is just as function in many other languages and many other products. So those are things you can do. Okay, and I will jump. I will just so it's for the level setting. I will launch my Tableau. So those who are joining new today, let's find your Tableau desktop if you want to download it, and if you're not, you can just download and try. So Tableau, I'm downloading. I search for Tableau app, and Tableau desktop app, and it just opens up like this. So I think each one of you should remember this page. I mean, from yesterday's um, session. And then I'm going to choose sample data sources. If you remember, sample superstore. Sample superstore is data which we're going to use. I'm going to pick that. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. So this is where we were, and I told we talked about this is the show me section. So for example, you want to do some sort of analysis on sales, and you say you want to get sales by segments. So you drag both the things. I mean, you can drag it either of the place. It doesn't really matter. Tableau will recommend you some kind of charts. You can use those. So you can see that it's recommending one chart you can do, and if you have date in this, you can build a line. So it's telling you that your sales for this thing for different segments. In bar, you can always go to labels and enable labels, show mark labels. It will show up the labels. You can hide these headers. These are some of the formatting options, and then you can rename this title. You can call it segments segment sales. So essentially, just to summarize, what we're doing is whenever you want to build a report, or you want to build a visualization, what you do is you want to know what is the use case. So in this case, for example, in this small little case, which example, we wanted to see that sales by segments. So I dragged two columns from the data. The data is sample superstore. I think It was one of the sample data sources. And then I drag segment and sales here. I didn't know really which one will go into row and columns and everything. Then I just went and I saw which of the chart got enabled and show me, and just clicked one of those which I liked. Okay. Then and just additional to labels were labels, which are, you can see these are the labels. Your tooltips, you can choose different options here. Different fields and column names will come up here, and then colors is here, and details is also one more. It adds another detail to the uh, view actually. So, and we can use that field, whichever you drag on detail, we can use that in different calculations and all those things. Okay. And then from the data pane, we also saw briefly on analytics pane. Pane can give you some advanced and statistical analysis. So yesterday we just did an average line. So I'm just going to do an average line. So see, if I just drag the average line on table, it just gives me what's the average sale per segment actually. And then you can do you can build quartiles, and then you can do reference lines, reference bands, constants. There's different options. We will see some of them today in our use case. So those are specific to specific statistical concepts, which you may use, you may not use, or you may use it in a different product. So this is all we saw yesterday. And then if you see, that data pane is broken down by dimensions on top, and then measures on down below, and anything with the equal to sign right below the measure name is actually calculation. So you can, for calculation, if you click on the field, then you will see edit option. So you can see the actual calculation. You can write yours. These are different functions which Tableau has for numbers, strings, and date, and everything you can see here, and explode whenever you have some time. And today we will do at least one calculation anyways. So that's kind of a brief coverage on what we saw yesterday. Is everyone okay? And is there anything from what I just showed? And can we just go and start building a new dashboard? Is everyone ready with the desktop? If anyone is not, please let me know. I can wait for a while. Anything, any questions so far? It's just what we covered yesterday actually, but in case someone missed, I can definitely
No, Anuj, haven't got any questions yet.
Okay, wonderful. All right then, so I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna make a story for us to work on. All right, so we just just for our practice, I have devised this scenario that we're gonna, so for this superstore, let's call it superstore X. For this X superstore data, based on this X superstore data, what we are going to do is we're going to show certain things for the business leaders actually. So what business leaders want to see is what is our year-to-date sale. When I say year-to-date for the current year, some of you who have downloaded the latest versions, they may have the latest data, so they may have like 2020 data, but I think I have 2018 data. But doesn't matter, whatever version you're using. So sometimes sample data may change here and there, but it's all about for the latest year, what is the year-to-date sale, which is January, February, March, April, and it depends on how much data we have. So we're just going to go into choose the maximum year, max of the year, and see the sales number. And so year-to-date sales, year-to-date profits, and then we want to see that yearly growth, yearly trend on profits and sales. So this is what leadership is interested in. They want to know, how are we doing this year? I mean, what our numbers are this year on sales and profits, and then how did we change drastically from the previous years? So that's the trend. And then business is also interested in knowing what are the top selling categories, what are the top selling products, what are the least selling products. Okay, let me just connect it. And then most profitable customers. Or other than that, I think that we have already covered least most scenarios often, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to say least selling. So we're going to find it top selling categories. We're going to find out top selling products. We're going to find it least selling products. Or when I say top, that means let's talk about 10 and 10 least selling products. And then I also want to know that profit per customer. This is very important. If you think that we want to always get to the granularity of the customer, or so how much money we are making. Are we making more money per customer this year or the last year? What's the trend on that? So we will just do some kind of analysis on this. I'm just doing it because we will have an opportunity to use some calculations in this. Okay. So this is what we have. I'm just thinking we'll just minimize. I will call this sales trend on segment. I'm just trying to add more variety to this. Sales trends on categories. Yep. And profit. Let's move this up. So overall trend. So these overall trends on sales and profits. So this is sort of a story which we have. So first point, year-to-date sales, exactly, no trends, nothing, just absolute number. And then overall trends, how sales and everything is going up. Profit per customer trends, like is our profit per customer increasing? So because sometimes you may have a lot of profit, maybe it's just coming from one customer, and you may think that your business is very healthy, but what if that customer drops out? You lose that customer. Then what happens is, because you are not making enough money per customer, then it's a problem. So we want to look into that. We want to address it and stop selling products and the least selling products. So when you say least selling product, management really wants to know which products are not performing, and so that we can rationalize our marketing budget, sales budgets, maybe reorg. All those decisions can be taken based on, if certain products are not performing. Management can speak to the product managers, owners, why, what's the problem, and can analyze. There can be another dashboard just focused on products. So that's usually how the business case evolves. So first they will look at high level dashboard such as this, the one which we're trying to build. And then they will identify, so there are some problems. Why these products are not performing? Why is our profit per customer so low? Then there could be a very customer-centric dashboard. There could be very product-centric dashboard, and that's how the project evolve. And then they'll be like, at the end of the year, they will have lots of insights. And then what they do is that they link all these dashboards. So you will have link from going from executive to the customer dashboard to the product dashboard and all those things. Okay. All right. So is everyone clear with the use case we have? Any questions here? So I'm going to take.
No, haven't got any questions yet.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. And is there a way, Mahesh, I can just leave this on chat? Just a thing. Okay.
Yes, Anuj. I mean, you can put in the chat section.
Yep.
You can just type it, and you can select the entire audience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Or is it not entire audience? Did I not do contact? Sorry.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. All right.
No, Anuj, I think you have only sent it to organizers and panelists. So in the
I don't see. I have options: organizer, and panelists.
Okay, I'll post it for all again. Then I'll
just
copy
post it for everyone. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is what we plan to do, and let's get started. Okay. And you know what? The last thing is that we're going to publish it to Tableau public. Okay, for that, let's do one small thing. Public Tableau I would really request everyone to create a account on this quickly. Tableau, public.tableau.com. I'm just going to paste it here because eventually the dashboard will be published here. So that will be your own page, just like your own website. So, as we talk, just try to create an account there. Okay. We're going to use this place to publish the dashboard. Okay. All right. So I'm going to clear the sheet and we build from scratch. Let's get started. 3:15. We have good enough time to discuss, debate, and kill each other. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. I think I'm going to delete the sheet. I want to really start from. Oh, no, that's so I'm going to rename. So first thing, what we are doing is year to date, and just for our ordering purpose that we don't miss, I'm just going to create tabs. That's all. I'm going to name them. So year to date sales is what I'm creating first. Then maybe I'll be creating year to date profits. And again, as I said, I think earlier also numerous time in the previous session that there are multiple ways of doing the same thing in Tableau. Okay, so you don't be surprised if you're able to do something in a totally different way. That's fine. Okay, as long as the result is same and it does the desired work. So then year to date, that's done, and then we want to see or rename sales. So we want to say year over year sales and profits. Okay, that's the third question. Okay. And then we want to see profit per customer growth year over year. Well, just for consistency, that's also year over year profit per customer. Okay, and then the next could be sales trends on segments and categories. Okay, so it's sales. Okay, year over year sales for segments, and I can always sorry, I can always rename here just like, and then I'm going to do for categories. And then I'm just doing some groundwork. Okay, top selling products, least selling products. Okay, so top 10 products by sales, and bottom 10 by sales. You can name them, and right now whatever name comes in my head, I'm just naming it. You can always use your own vocabulary to name, call things. Businesses call them differently. So we are also free to choose them. And then we are going to make a dashboard. I'm just going to rename the dashboards also. Maybe I'm going to do business overview. Okay. So eventually all these sheets will go into, so you see, so now when I went to create, so there are three things, right? I mean, the one was sheet, one was dashboard, one was story. So I just created how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 8 sheets and one dashboard. So when you hover on dashboard, when you click on dashboard, you see all those sheets are made available. For now, they're blank, so you will not see anything, but all that has to adjust here. Okay, let's create one by one quickly. Year to date sales. So I'm going to get year, date, and drag it to filter because we are looking for year to date. So I want to make sure that, so for in my database, whatever I'm using, 2018 is the max date. So I want to make sure that I select 2018. So that will give me all the data from 2018. And what I'm going to do is drag sales here. I can take, I can call that as, I can either drag it here, or I can just use text option from here. Okay, and then let here. There are multiple ways of getting to here. You can choose or not choose to use mine, or or the simple way, which I think I initially covered it, just get sales here and use this. You see, the first one is text table. Just use text table. That's the easiest way to get here. I mean, for those who just missed to see it, I just enabled I went to so what I did first is I picked date, order date. I brought it into filters because I have to filter rest of the years. So then I just went with the option of year because I'm filtering on year, and I just chose only 2018 and applied. And then what I did is I went to sales and dragged sales on our row column wherever you want to. Sorry. Okay. And then I went to text table option. So that's a text table. That's it. Okay. All right. Now there are little things you can do. For example, right now it's just picking the name from your sheet name. It just it's using that as title, so you can always double click and change to your whatever you want to do. See the text size. Personally, I really want to see that numbers pop up nicely. So I will go to labels, which is text, and open this, and I will say, I will call this choose a Tableau bold and call it maybe 16. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. All right. So that's good. And I may do a center aligned here. And well, that's fine. So let's hold on. We'll do some of the formatting later on. So I'm just giving some options. So you can format that text right from here.
Anuj, we got a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to stop you. And someone was also saying to slow down a little bit.
Okay.
And the question is, while creating profile, it says there is some problem communication server now.
Has anyone been able to create?
I think one of them tried creating profile and it says that there is some problem with the communication server now.
So let me see if I can log into my public. Yeah, so this is my public. And can I log in? I can log into my public. Yes, I can log into my public. So I'm not sure, but let's try. Okay, so sign up. So you all went to this page and you said sign up, and you, I think, provided the information here. Is this where you're getting the error after this?
You got another response where they said like they're creating a profile. I mean, they can able to create a profile in public.
Okay, so it could be a temporary, website issue. That's a website owned by Tableau. So it could be something. Just try to create the profile again, and you see this on the screen. This is where you will be creating. You have to just sign up, and I mean, I already created, so I just have that email. So okay. So hopefully you just try it again. And if you're not able to do it now and you want to do it a little later, that should be okay, because it is just for publishing, and that will be like towards the end of the class, end of the session anyways. Okay. All right. I will slow down for everyone. Now I'm going to take a 30 minutes break. and slow down. Okay. So let me just clear the sheet. Is everyone okay until here? Like, I haven't done anything. I just created empty sheets. Was this okay? Is this okay for everyone? Is everyone here with me? I just created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 empty sheets and one empty dashboard. Just the blank canvas actually. Is everyone okay? And I can next I will just create the year-to-date sales once again so that everybody can.
I mean, we got one. I mean, we got a couple of people saying that yes and okay, and we got one question where they were asking after entering all data and clicking on create my profile, it says we are having communication. I mean, communicating with our servers and try again. So that's
Yeah.
maybe, as you said, it may be a personal.
Yeah, it may be a some website, I don't know, issue, but that's fine. If that's okay, that's okay. We can always keep things in our local computer as long whenever they open it up, we can publish it. That's easy. I will give those instructions. Very easy part. Don't worry.
And
I just wanted to make sure that everyone will feel great once they have something on their public page.
and someone was also asking, can you please repeat business overview once?
Business overview, business case.
I guess.
Right? I think the problem maybe. Yeah.
So far, those are the only questions, Anuj. Yes.
Okay. So business case is we are trying to do this assignment, which is called I'm going to call it. Sorry. I think we want to just business overview. So business overview is the dashboard which we plan to create, and in that dashboard, what we want to show based on the data we have. The data is from a fictitious superstore company, and so we want to know about year-to-date sales, year-to-date profits. So I've created two different tabs to cover that. If you see in the bottom, and same overall trends. When I say trends, like when I say trends, we're talking about yearly trends here, and then same with the customer trends, profit per customer. So we want to monitor that is our profit per customer increasing or not. Then sales trends on segments, so how our segments are performing on a year-over-year basis. Like which segment the company should focus more on. Maybe it's not performing well, so we want to identify those. And same, which categories are performing well, which are not, and which are the top selling products, which are the least selling products. So and then eventually when I have this, then we want to combine all these sheets in a dashboard called business overview dashboard and just publish it. Okay. So that's a business case. And then what I did in the next at the next item, I created just empty sheets. Is everybody able to create these empty sheets, and just created one dashboard? So you see the one icon is for sheets. You can create a dashboard from here and stories from here. Stories are not widely used because dashboard is actually a story. So that's fine. So most organizations will only use sheets and dashboards. So we're just creating 8 sheets and one dashboard. And when you hover, you will see actually which one for new dashboard, which one for sheets. Okay. Everything okay?
Yes, Anuj.
All right. So then for year-to-date sales. Okay. All right. So when we're trying to build a story using a dashboard, we just understood the problem statement, that what is that we want to find. Now, everything what we say, now we just have to match our human language to data we have. So when we're saying year-to-date sales, like for this year, how much has been the cumulative sales so far? Year-to-date sale, year, when I say, everything is based on the order date. Okay, so I will search for date, because we can get year from a date field. So I'm going to use date, and I'm going to use date on filter, because we need to filter only this year. So in my case, because maybe Tableau is a little version older, or the sample is older, sample data is older, so which is showing 2018 for you. Whatever is the maximum, you have to select that and say apply. So what you did is you added a where clause in this visual, where year of order date is 2018 or 2019, 2020, whatever you say. Okay. And then, yeah.
Yes. Someone was saying like in my YTD sheet, I'm getting multiple rows and not single row like you. Am I doing something wrong?
Or you're getting multiple rows.
Yeah.
So did you filter? Are you getting something like this? Is this how you're getting it? Can they post on this screenshot on this chat?
I don't think so. No, they can't do it.
Okay. Okay. So if this is how you're getting, so I will just, so let me, so for that, just follow my, what I am doing actually. Okay, I've just created a blank one. I'm going to go to order date again. Okay, get order date, drag it into filter shelf. You see filter shelf, and then years, and say next, and choose the maximum year. That's all. You're not, so, and then after that, you bring the sales and drag it here. Is this how you're getting? And then go to show me and choose text, because we just want to show that as text, first option. That's what I did. Okay. Now let's do the same thing for profits. The only thing is changing is the measure, that the numbers. Like, so instead for year to date profit, what will happen? It will, you will again get the order date and choose this year or the maximum year, and then you will get sales. Instead of sales, you will get profits. And let's do the same thing. Okay, so now we should move to the same thing, and I'm going to say 18 again, and build instead of sales, I want to see profits. Okay, profits, and I will go open show me. What are the options? I'm going to use text. Okay, okay, all right. So you see 2 tabs are ready for us: year to date sales, year to date profits. Okay, and we will format them. We'll make them more beautiful as we go forward. Okay, because that the improving the user experience, improving the formatting, it's like it comes over time as you practice. So if we just setting a foundation today, we can make them. There are so many ways to add colors, so many ways to choose font sizes and play around, lots of things. Okay, now, all right, and then year over year sales and profits. So what are we interested in? We're interested in sales. Let's bring sales. We're interested in profits. We'll bring profits. And what we're interested in date, because we are saying year over year. So for the last so many years, whatever the data, whatever, how many years we have in data, we need all that. So I'll just bring it here. And I kind of don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose an option of this line chart, because whenever you see trend, you want to line becomes an obvious. There are different alternatives, but most common chart which people use is line. Okay, I just click on this. Okay, and for those, and there's another thing which you can do is actually if you just drag sales and bring it out, and you see this, as soon as you're dragging it, you're not leaving it, you're just dragging it. I'm just holding, and you drag it here. See, it does in the same chart. Okay. So let's do it from the beginning. Okay. So once again, get date and then sales. Once again, I'm doing it. Sales and then profits. Profits, when I'm dragging profit, if I just want the numbers in the same chart, what I will do is I'll just hover over it. And see, as soon as I hover, so it's just highlighting the axis, then just drop it. This is another way. Yesterday, we saw a way using dual axis. This is just another way. You can always do dual axis. Okay, it's just another way. So,
Anuj, they were saying like they're trying to do it at the same time, so they're looking at your screen and then changing the screen and trying to perform, and they're trying to miss something. But right now, so I mean, like since you're saying it and going on, like they were trying it, but they're missing little bits when they're
that's
toggling bit.
fine. Which is why, I mean, for everyone, I'm building the same chart for 3 times at least. Okay, so if you miss, hear it once, do it again. If you miss, come back. And I'm holding it. Okay, as I really want to make sure everybody is on this. So now, even when you're looking at it, you can actually build it just by looking at my chart actually. So all I did is forget about this section. Don't worry about it. All row and column, look at that. Year here and I just did. Okay. For those who missed, I'm just going to do it again. So bring profits and search for date. So is everyone getting profit at least? At least everybody is able to get profit and year. That's easy, right? I mean, just two things. Now I'm making it complex because we want to show sales also in this. So I just bring sales and I hover over the axis and I just drag and drop it here. Is this okay? And just click on year and make it continuous. See the difference. See, it's not discrete, it's going to show continuous. So you don't have the hierarchy now. And the view is enlarged because it's trying to, so it continues when you say it just tries to fill in the data for which the data is not available. It's just showing a connection. So it's just another way of showing it. That's fine. So date can be a continuous or discrete both. Okay. And so this is the trend. Now what I'm thinking is that I kind of don't like the header. So I'm going to get rid of header and I'm going to do a label, show mark label. Go to labels. So how I remove the header? I just right click, show header and disable that. Okay. And go to label and say show mark label. Is everyone okay? Doing okay? So when we're doing this chart creation, a lot of times Tableau creates a lot of fields and a lot of things on its own. So we have to, for now, just ignore it before we really understand how does it do it actually. So Mahesh, do we have any questions?
They were just saying okay. One okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so everybody is here because if it will not be interesting if people, certain people are not able to get here.
Yeah, sorry. And Anuj, regarding that question where in my YTD sheet I'm getting multiple rows, there was a response from the same attendee where they're saying like this assignment executive summary dashboard YTD sales / YTD profits, overall trends on sales and profit per customer trend sales, trend on segments, sales trend on categories, top selling products, 10 least selling products, 10.
That's the same. That's a question we asked. So where's the question in that?
I mean, that's what the response that I got from the same.
Yeah.
person.
Okay. So maybe I think he or she has just suggested the problem we're trying to solve. So I hope everybody has year-to-date sales, year-to-date profits, see. It is important not to learn everything, but it is important whatever we're learning, we learn it well and easily. Okay, because that will keep you entertained and keep you involved in this. So I really want to make sure that everybody's here. Please tell me which of these charts I can repeat.
We got one more question, Anuj. In the label, what is the use for the all low labels to overlap?
This one. So what happens is a lot of times you will have data. For example, just imagine you have days data. So you have a lot of days. And what happens is that in a single view, Tableau cannot show you all the labels because there's no space for it. So now it's giving you a choice. You want to really show all the labels because in that case, numbers will overlap each other. So for example, 2 points are very close to each other. Then it will just overlap. So generally, I don't choose that because that's like you can't really read the number. So, and if you don't choose that, what happens is Tableau will skip certain labels. So it may show some labels, it may not show all. So then it is left to the interpretation because you will have axis. So you just get an idea. Okay, this one was 10 and this is a little higher. So this should be 11, something like that. So that's just a feature. And you have a lot of options here. I mean, if you label, if you say min and max option, see what did it do? Only it's just showing for any chart, it's just for any view, it is just giving you the minimum and and the maximum value. Okay, and when it says selected very nice, because a lot of times I personally don't want to keep a lot of numbers on the chart because idea is not to get the number, idea is to identify the trend. And when someone hovers, they can see as soon as they click on something, the label comes up. That's what selected is also. So these are a lot of small things. These are a lot of enhancement we can do actually. I mean, that will take 45 hours or 50 hours class to really cover actually. I mean, I've done it for different other people, but especially for these 2 days, we can't really cover every single thing, but there are a lot of things which you can explore on your time actually. And if in case we have further classes, I can also cover. So show mark label, there are a lot of things like most recent. See, most recent, whatever the last number. So according to the real estate, it's a problem is real estate here. So according to the real estate, you want to, according to the real estate and probably with the use case, you want to determine that which of those options is suitable for you. Sometimes I may just increase the font higher. I may choose a bigger, different color, all those things, okay? So everybody is okay with these 3 charts, right? Okay, all right. Now I'm getting into year-over-year profits per customer. So I'm going to look for, so like idea is that year-over-year, now everybody understands that we're going to get from date, but the thing is, how do we get profit per customer? So I'm going to say, is there a profit field? There's a profit field, but there's no profit per customer. I don't see that field. So then if I don't see something, I make something, okay? So I will go say, so how do you make? You see this little button here? Just click on that and you say create calculated field. And I'm going to call this as profit per customer. Let's get everyone here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to write my own measure. I'm trying to write my own calculation for calculating profit per customer. Okay. And again, there are many nuances to whole calculations and everything, but we're gonna get the big picture from here actually. So profit per customer. Now in this we're gonna write. So what is profit per customer? Is it sum of profit? So just you write sum and say bracket and profit. So you use the column profit, it's just showing you everything it will show you. Close the bracket, divided by count distinct of customer name. We don't have ID, so I'm going to use customer name. That's all. Is this calculation, everybody agrees to this calculation? Okay, if you don't agree, you can always write your own. Yeah. So total profit. So profit divided by total number of customers, right? That's a formula. Profit per customer. So is everybody here? I know this is little new for everyone, but I just want to make sure that everybody's here. Anyone having a problem? You want me to redo this calculation?
Someone is asking, how can you get one number for ITD sales?
How can you get one number? So you're telling me that what I did is not correct? I should get more numbers? Or since you are getting more numbers, you want to see how we can get one? So see, ultimately your row and column should not have anything. Then only you will get number. The moment you have something in row, for example, any field, then it will break it down. Or you have column that will break it down. So I just want to make sure your row and columns is blank. Does it help? So the only thing you should have on a visual is a year field, which is filtered to 20, whatever the latest year on filters, and sales on labels, T, text. See, you see little text came up? That's all. You should not have anything else on the visual. Then you will get one number. So year to date is one. And now again, if your question is why year to date one number, I mean, it should be one number because that's the idea. We want to look at how much of sale we made until today, totally. That's why it's this number. And if you just want to call it total year to date sales, that's fine if that's more intuitive.
I guess we got the same question again. Anuj, like, I mean, the another participant is also requesting for the same question where it goes like, in my YTD sheet, I'm getting multiple rows and not a single row like you. Am I doing something wrong?
Okay.
And
All right.
and
So
let me say one more question. So someone is also requesting, can you please share YTD profiles and YOY sales and profit for 2 minutes? I'm running behind.
no, that's fine. Profile is not. Yeah, YTD profit. You mean not profiles? Okay. All right. So that absolutely fine. I mean, I have enough time to cover this. As many times we want. So all right. So year to date sales. If you're getting more rows, more breakdowns than just one number, clean up. Take things out of your columns and rows. Your columns and rows should be blank. See if that helps. And please write back yes or no. Mhm. Did it help? Just remove anything you have in the row and column. You can drag it back to the shelf, or you can just, I think from there, just take it away from anywhere. You can throw it anywhere actually, other than the page itself. So, for example, if I break customer name, what happens is that the whole sales. If I bring customer name, the whole sales will be broken down by customer. So I will just remove it. So you are getting more rows because you are some way breaking it down. So tell me, do you have anything other than, so the only thing which I have is text. You should not have anything on detail. 3 dots.
They're
Remove that
saying,
too.
yeah, sorry, Anuj. They're saying I mean, I have ABC instead of numbers for YTD sales.
Or you have ABC instead of numbers. Okay. Go to show me and choose first option. First option. First. Go to show me, choose the first chart. Does it solve? Yes. That is fine. That is acceptable. If you're getting ABC, it's not that wrong because you're just showing text. I just want to replace that text with the number. So for which I will do is that on the text, I will drop the sales. So I just drop this. So it will replace the number with. So for example, if I remove it, I don't see anything. You see, I just see ABC. But I bring sales on text, I see a number. Because instead of text, it will show the number. Another way was just to do this. The first one, the chart we're using is called text table. You see text table on the bottom. You can see that's. Did it solve it for both the cases? Like somebody was seeing multiple rows and somebody was seeing ABC. I hope that solves it. Mahesh, situation under control?
Yeah, I mean, the person who got ABC, they said it worked.
Okay, perfect. And the person got multiple rows?
Haven't got any response from him yet.
I really want you to check. Did he leave? Kidding. Yeah. Anyways, I think if you got multiple rows, the easiest explanation is you are just accidentally breaking the data down, breaking the sales down to another level. So I would really see you don't have anything in columns, you don't have anything in rows, and you don't have anything on any of the things here other than the text, which is sum of sales. So you see that is represented by T. Okay. All right.
We got the confirmation. They said they're okay.
Okay, perfect. So same goes with year to date profits. Same goes. Yeah, I think this is the chart. Everybody okay with this chart? Okay, all right. So no problem, it seems. Okay. And then everybody okay with the calculation which we were doing? Did I save the calculation? No. Okay, so I'll do it again. So how I need to create a calculation for profit per customer. So I'm doing profit per customer. And how do you create a calculation? You can, again, many ways. You can click on this drop down, create calculated field. This is one. Or you can choose any field and create go and create. You will always have an option. There are like 10 ways of creating a calculate field. Okay, so profit per customer. Is everybody able to get to the creation of calculate field? And if you just come here, then I'm going to say sum of profit divided by sum of, no, not sum of, what is that? Count distinct. Count. So you're just counting. So count distinct is what it is doing. It is counting. It is identifying the unique customer. So that's why total number of sales, total amount you got, and divided by total number of people who paid you. Okay. So I'm going to use customer name here. Is everybody? So the calculation is valid. You should get this message if there are no syntax or nothing, no errors. Okay. Is everybody here? Any questions here? I'm going to say apply now. Okay. Apply and say okay. So you see now if I go profit per customer, I see my calculation, and I go and I can always edit it. Okay. So now I'm going to the tab here, year over year, profit per customer. So let me first get only profit per customer. See what it does show me. It's just telling me $361 as profit per customer. But then what I'm looking for year over year profit per customer. So which means we're looking for trend. I'm going to get order date and going to drag our date column and see year over year our customer profit per customer is increasing. Let's show the labels. And that's how it's increasing. Okay. I can always make it continuous date just for and then maybe just, it depends. You want to keep header, you can keep. I don't want to keep, so I'm not going to keep. Now what I'm thinking is that the problem which I'm facing is that these things have $sign, but this one doesn't have $sign because this is what I created and Tableau did not give me that. So I can go to that calculation. Let's see first everybody's able to get to this at least. Yeah, then I can add that $sign actually, because just for consistency. Okay.
Someone is saying that they're still getting error.
Are you getting error? So which could be just syntax error. Let's look at my calculation. Is there, so just write the calculation with me. Choose write sum. You see function button came up, just select that. And in that sum, write profits. Are you able to come to here? And then divided sign. Sign of division. And then same thing. You will use function called count D. And inside that, you will type customer name. So what it is doing is that's now you should not see an error. All good?
Can you please go to formula tab?
Can you please?
Can you please go to formula tab?
Formula tab. I went from here. Okay. I went from here. I said calculate field, and I think maybe he just, I didn't get what he mean by formula tab. So this is where I was actually. So is this like, is this what you want to look?
And they just said that they got it. Never mind.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, so profit for customer. You know what? I'm not seeing $sign, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to default properties and choose an option for number format. Does everyone see this? Number format. Okay, I'm going to say currency. I'm just going to let Tableau know that it's a currency, and I'm going to say currency English United States. See, now it knows. Earlier didn't know if it was currency, it was number, or what was that. Okay, so we know it's dollar actually. Okay, I would also go to color, because I realized that we have we have some colors floating around. I want to make sure that it gets a unique color, so maybe I'm going to choose this color. And You can choose any color. I chose this. And then on labels, I am thinking font. I'm thinking if you go to labels and say font, you can say match mark color. So it just matches the color of the label to your line actually. So essentially, if you have many lines that I can show in this, so we can go back to sales and profits also, choose the color. And first of all, let me choose a better color. I'm going to choose blue for sales, and now gray for sales, and profit is like main thing. So I'm going to pop it up with a blue. And for labels, font match mark color. You see, for example, if the lines are intersecting, you can actually easily find out. Now, if some of you are feeling that it is not readable, you can make it bold, or you can use a Tableau bold. I'm using that. Okay. Tableau bold is a popular bold, uh, font actually font choice we have. And similarly, we can go here if everybody's finding it okay. Font match mark color, and I'm going to use from Tableau bold. Okay, so that everything is well laid off. Okay, well aligned. Everything is okay. Very nice. I'm even thinking, what about area color or whatever area chart? No, I don't like them. So I'm going to not use it. You can use Control Z to go back, as like you do in any system actually. So that's fine. Okay. You can always make, if some of you don't like the line chart, you can always move to bar. But I'm going to stick to line for now. Okay. Now it's telling me next thing which we want to get is year-over-year sales for segments. So what are we looking at? We're looking at segments. Let's get segments out, and year-over-year. What do you mean by that? I mean year. Okay. So we are looking for that. So we have segment, we have year, but what are we looking at? We're looking to break down sales. So we're looking at sales performance for segments. So I'm going to get sales also here. See? So we have segments, so I want to see yearly sales. So we have year, segment same. Maybe I'll just look at, I don't like this chart, so I'm going to look at Tableau's recommendation for me. I clicked on this one, the fast line chart. So this is nice. Can you see it looks nice? And you have 3 lines. Now I'm going to go to edit colors and use any other color palette you can explore here. One of my favorite ones is this one. And I'm going to maybe change a little bit.
On it, someone is asking like their x-axis is widespread, and how do I resize them?
X-axis. So you can always see if you hover, can you just drag it? Can you just? And you don't worry about it, because a lot of times you can just do this, those options when we do the dashboard. For now, you can drag it. I think axis can be dragged up and down, or right or left, my axis. Is that correct? And you know what? I'm just thinking, because there will be like, it will become so monotonous that we are using so many lines. Maybe I'll just use area chart. How about this? So is everybody able to make it? See, visualization is a big subject, and it's very important how we present the information. And now we may be thinking it lightly that, okay, we chose this color, that color, because every color you chose, every label you choose, every axis you hide or unhide, or you can also customize your axis. All that is always evaluated in context of the project, in context of the dashboard actually. So those decisions we take, but for now we're just learning. Okay, those things will come, as if you decide to take it, forward with your learning on Tableau actually. So So we did it year over. So we have 2015 sales. You know what I'm thinking is where are the numbers? Oh, okay, I got the numbers. I'm gonna hide this header again. So I have the numbers, but the problem is that which I can clearly see. So I don't have to match the labels to the color because I can clearly see what it is, and I can also see which segment is colored, has what kind of color map to it. And the same thing I'm going to move to. So if someone has done, it's identical. So which is why I've chosen this assignment carefully, that we have an opportunity to redo things. And then, so this is what I did for segments. I'm going to do the same thing for category. So year over year sales for different categories. So what I need, year over year sales. So that means date. I'm going to read dates. Next, what I need, category. And then what I'm looking at, sales. Same thing. Okay. And then all I take is Tableau. It's so much easy. If you know exactly what, so all you had to really think is what are the fields I need. I brought all the fields. You can bring that here also. It doesn't matter really. So it looks mess. I go to Tableau. Tableau tells me, okay, these are the options we have. I'm thinking maybe I'll choose this option for categories. Maybe I'll choose a bar chart for categories. Let's think. Maybe a lot of people will like it. So I will choose bar chart. I mean, then it's a very big debate on what chart to choose when. That's a big subject, okay? Because that comes into like from a beginner to intermediate level, and then getting into expert levels. So this is a maybe I'm kind of thinking about but I don't like the year on color honestly. So I'm going to choose category on color. And maybe I'll choose this. I don't know. It just depends. Okay. So now we are not seeing lines. We're just seeing bars, and so you can always swap the axis from rows to columns. You can just click on this. That's another one, and then you can go to edit colors. I'm gonna choose maybe the gems. I kind of like this. You know what? I'm gonna this is also another nice color. The assign palette you can do, and maybe, yep, I can choose this. Is everybody okay so far? I'm going to choose the labels. I'm going to hide the headers. How's everyone doing? Everything okay? So there's just different ways of looking for some time. We had a line chart and we had an area chart. I'm just using this project as to just do a lot of things actually. And some people even asked me, I think yesterday, you can have two charts together. So that's the dual axis. You want to do a line chart, for example, right now, I also want to do a line chart. I can always I can press control, another sales, two charts, and see now it creates two chart. Another one I can make it as a line. And then I can call this as dual axis. See, you also have a line, and maybe I can hide the labels for line so that you only have one label. You can see line also. It depends. So that's just a possibility which I wanted to show, but for now we're not aiming at making that. Okay. So Mahesh, do we have any concern questions? Are we on the same? Are we all on the same page? Are we until here?
Haven't got anything yet, Anuj.
So year over year sales for categories we have segment year over year trends, we have categories year over trends. Now let's look at top 10 products by sales. So what do we need for that? We need products and sales. So sales. Okay. And then maybe go to show me, maybe just do a bar, and this is a little sort button. You can click on this. So essentially we are interested in top 10 of this. So how do we do that? We create a filter on product name because we need top 10. So I'm dragging the product name field to filter as well. So it's on the rows, but as well. And then go to top option. Let me just go slow. So is everybody here? We just dragged product name and sales and just sorted it using this button. So essentially, we're looking for top 10 of these products actually, right? Okay. So what I'm doing next is that I want to get only top 10, which means I want to filter out rest of the data. So I'm going to do a filter on product name and use the fourth option, say stop, and use the second option by field, top 10 by sales sum. You can clearly read it, right? Top 10 by sales. Okay, I'm going to apply. What happens? You only have top 10 by sales. You can, or you can always drag in whatever you want to do. It's top 10. I sort of don't like the bar because imagine like there'll be so many bar charts. So I'm going to use a different chart for this. Maybe a tree map. See? So darker it is, higher is the sale for. So you can see that the most selling product is Canon image class 2020, I don't know, advanced copier. So one Canon copier is the most selling product because first of all, these are the top 10 selling and Canon copier is the most selling. You can change the color schemes to something, anything you want actually, maybe temperature diverging if you like this. If you don't like this, you can always reverse. There's so many options to you. You can make purple. Okay, so this could be top 10 by sales, and same goes with. Now let's do. Let's try. You guys need to do bottom 10. Same thing. So wherever you saw top option in the filter, let's do bottom 10. I'm not going to do it. Let's try to do bottom 10 also. I am looking for bottom 10 products in term by sales. Which are the least selling 10 products by sales. Yeah, let me know when you guys are done. Just think, so just to give an idea, on the filter, you have an option top, and you have an option for bottom also. You can just use that. Make the similar kind of chart for bottom. Post your questions on into Mahesh, and we can address it. We can see it, as many times you want actually.
Yes, Anand, we have a question. Can you please show how to bring the filter back? Thanks. And someone was also asking to please redo.
Please redo this. Okay. All right. All right. So first, how you get filter? You drag it here. So anything, so this is a filter shelf. This is row. When I say drag it to columns, you bring it here. When I say drag it to rows, you bring it here. When I say drag it to mark, like you want to make that label or tooltip or anything, you bring it to mark, and you want to drag it to filter when you want to do filter. So I'm doing a filter. I'm going to say top 10. I don't know. So, okay, first I need to do the which top 10 products by sales, right? So we're going to bring product names at all products, and then we're going to say sales, all product sales. Okay, and then I'm going to use a bar chart because bar is just easier to look at, and I'm going to sort this. So sorting is available here on the bottom and also available here on the top. You can use this. So now I'm just realized I have all the products. If somebody is interested in all the products, can just be happy with this. But then I need product name. I need only top 10. So top 10 products. That means I need to keep only top 10 products. So product filter will be on products and top. And in top 10, say this is the option I'm choosing here. If somebody wants to take a note, this option I'm choosing here. Okay, all good. And I'm going to say apply. See what it does.
And a few questions. How can I bring the filter back? And I'm not able to see the filters. I see pages and marks only. I'm using filter but not getting same window.
How can I get filter back? Or did you hide it using?
They say like I see pages and marks, filter tab is missing.
Okay, that's the good question. Can you see? Can you go here? Worksheet, show cards. So all those are called cards. So worksheets, show cards, filter shelf.
Yeah, they said yes.
Okay, and you can arrange actually as per your preference. So that was this question. Good. To be very frank, you asked a question which I actually never answered anyone because all the time we get the same setup and we got used to with this. I never took any filter off ever. Glad I was able to find it. So then top 10 products by sales. Good. And then if you don't like this, like too clumsy, just drag it out so that, you know. And then what I did is I didn't like the bar chart. So maybe I'm going to use, I'm thinking heat map. We have many options. We can do this, 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 we can do this. You know, it just depends, you know, what you like. If you like this kind of visual, it's fine. And actually, there are best practices on every single visual. That's a very advanced topic. So for now, I'm sticking with this. This is how I got my top 10 product by sales. And any more questions? You know, I think we did it, and we can also do it again if somebody.
No, so far those are the only ones.
All right then. So top 10 products by sales, and then we're looking at bottom 10 by sales. So I'm going to do the same thing because this is what I asked. I think most of you have already made it. So sales, and then product name, and then I'm going to choose the same thing. I'm going to choose bar chart, sorted, and now I'm actually looking for a sorted. Otherwise, you know, these are the least selling products. It seems I'm going to bring to filter and say top. Instead of top, I will choose option for bottom 10 by sales. Okay, that's fine. Okay. You see $8, $10, whatever they sold. Okay, this is like bottom. And for bottom, you can choose the same. And I'm going to make this a, because problem is that if it's the least selling, then we want to highlight it because if it's a, I'm going to do it maybe on orange. It's too bright. That's fine if you want to. Let's do brown. Yeah, brown is better. Okay. So this is a bottom 10 by sales. You see, so you see, and how do you adjust that? If I do reversed, I think that's better. So it depends. So as you're doing a change, then you can see that how measure is colored because it starts from $2 to 1 second, to $8. See, so that we can do, and or you can just stick to the default option. That's fine. So these are the things which management wants to look at, or maybe wants to discontinue using these products. Okay. Now the problem is that when they look at these products, they may have categories and they may have segments. So we also want to observe those. So maybe we just want to drop categories on tooltip and segment on tooltip. Okay. So let's get segment off for now. So which category it belongs to? So maybe they can speak to category manager. If you hover, you have the category also added to it. When you added segment into tooltip, you may have seen a star sign. Star only says that this product is available in multiple segments. Star, when Tableau is unable to find one unique value, it just shows a star. Okay. So I think we are set here. And let's so this is colorful, this is nice, and let's do some formatting on the title. Okay, say format title. Maybe let's do it later on. So I'm going to business overview dashboard now. We have built these 8 sheets. Now we are going to arrange it. Okay. So we have these horizontal and vertical containers. So we have few objects here. Containers, like where you keep your visuals actually. And then you can add text boxes from here. You can add an image. You can add a button. You can have a web page. You can have a blank box. A lot of things you can do. For example, I may just, so first of all, let's start with the vertical. I'm adding a vertical container in this. Okay. So because I plan to have on top, I want to keep maybe a text box. So in that vertical container, I will add a text box. And I will call it as business overview. And make it text as Tableau bold, and maybe give it a 36 size. Center. Okay. So we have started building the dashboard now. So what I did is I just added a vertical container, and I can remove it and do it again. There's nothing here. I mean, you can, so containers, you can build without containers also, but containers will just keep everything aligned. That's the whole idea of containers. You can actually very well build without them, but it will not look arranged. You will not look consistent. You will have more space one place and less space some other place. That may not look good to the user actually. And then so so my idea was that I'm just thinking, I'm just imagining. So what can happen is on top we can have a heading. Just below that we can have like year-to-date numbers, and then we can show the yearly sales trends. And then so because the story has to start from top, because like this is the business name, this is the business logo, and this is the overall number for this year, and this is how we are doing in comparison with other numbers, the broader number, full business number. Then we come into the lower level of granularity. We want to show that, okay, this is how overall numbers, but this is how the numbers are by categories. This is how numbers are with the target, with the segments. And then on the bottom, so first is business, then business has categories, then business has segments, then business has products. So then we come down to products. The top products, these are your least selling products. All those things we can do. Okay. So let's everyone just do it with me. Just drag a vertical container here. It says drop sheets here. So I am going to drop, first of all, I'm going to drop a text box here. As soon as I get text box, I'm going to call it, this is going to be my header. Okay. And I'm going to make it a size of 36. 36 header. And make it black, the first one. And maybe make it a Tableau bold. Okay, now why is it left align? I'm going to make it just center align. This is the option for center align. Okay, okay. All right. Maybe if someone had a logo or something, maybe I can drop an image. I can drop an image here. You can do a lot of things here. Okay. For now, what happened. You can always do Control Z. Okay, go back for going back. Now, when you click on this text box here and go to layout, you can always choose a background for text box. Maybe let's choose. You can always choose many colors. More colors option is also there. All those options are there. You know, you're free to choose your own colors. All right. So header is done. Now I'm just thinking maybe I will add a horizontal container. So vertical container, you want to stack things one on top of each other. Horizontal container is like you want to arrange things on side by side. So I'm just thinking I need a horizontal container because I want to show those profit numbers and sales numbers side by side, year-to-date profit and everything. So I'm going to use a horizontal container. So as soon as I see it shows me where it's dropping me. So it is where it's dropping. So what I do in horizontal containers, I'll drop sales because it's horizontal, so it will go adjacent, and then I'll take it back and drop profits. Okay. And when I click on that container, I can say distribute contents evenly. And that's how it looks like. It may not look good. That's what we are doing now. We are just trying to make it better. Okay. And has everybody been able to drop the sheets here? Am I going too fast? Is it too fast? Is everyone okay so far? Okay, all right. So I just dropped them, and you know, whenever you click on a sheet, you will see the sheet boundaries, and whenever you click on this little top, you will see what container is in it. So I just went and I said distribute evenly, so it got arranged. The thing is that it's like the content is just on one side of the dashboard. It's not fitting. So I go on the chart, I say fit entire view. Okay, and then I go on a chart, I say fit entire view. I sort of think that maybe it's better now, and I'm just thinking maybe I'll add a blank down here so that you can see things well. Now I can see that we can just align center. Okay, I can see that we can align the heading of the chart, and then numbers are also not, so I can click on number and say format, and what number is this? Sum of sales. Choose sum of sales and say alignment. Option is alignment and say middle center. Okay, I will do the same thing here. So click on the number, right click on the number, say format. What number is that? Year to from here field, which field we are formatting? Sum of profit, and then choose alignment as center. So the problem which I am seeing now is that our title is too big for chart and number is too small. So first of all, let's make the title 12 maybe, or not even 12, make it 10, because we want to show numbers bigger. And when I click the number, so every time you need a format option, right click and go to format, you will see which field, which row, which column, all this thing information here. And then when I click on format, I'm formatting sum of sales. And I'm thinking maybe font can be a little bigger. Actually, it can be a 16, and it can be a Tableau bold format, and maybe it can be a different color. I'm just thinking. Yeah. For now, let's keep it this way. I want to do the same thing for this. Go to format, choose the field sum of profit, and go to font, choose Tableau bold, and make it maybe, how much did I make it? 16? Yeah, 16. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, so far, so good then. Okay, all right. Okay. I'm just dragging up. So now I'm just thinking maybe I want to show the sales number. Okay. Year over year sales. I don't need a legend. It's okay. I need a legend, but that's fine if it wants to fit there. Okay. I can just hide. I can right click on the legend and you can hide the title because that's like too much to show. Yeah. And same thing, you can center line the title. I mean, honestly, here from here onward, it's just about your creativity. How you want to show, how do you want to move. And sometimes if you're not finding it easy, then you can always, on any chart, you can use an option of floating. Floating is like you can manually place things wherever you want. You can place anywhere. I generally use, containers because they just, for professional work, they just look consistent. So this is what your year over year sales. The problem is that I'm thinking that things are merging together. So I will click on this chart and I will probably give it a border. I'm just thinking. I don't know. Or if not a border, what we can also do is we can also add a blank line, actually. Okay. And when you click on any chart, you go to layout, you can add a background to it. Maybe you want to add a white line, and then you want to, sorry, and if you can't, so just make it say, floating and just drag it like this. And and it's there's nothing I'm trying to really teach here when it comes to this part of the project. It's all about, you will learn it, what are the options you have. I just added that line just because I just wanted to see it that way. Okay. I'm also thinking maybe the dashboard is too narrow. So you have an option on dashboard tab. You have an option to size, and I'm going to take maybe a 1200 width. Okay.
Someone is requesting how to add blank sheet at bottom, and can you show one more time?
Yes, absolutely. So you have how to add a blank sheet at the bottom. Okay, nothing. I mean, actually, it was not a sheet. I just added a blank. See, you drag this blank, and wherever, see, when you move it with holding the mouse, it will tell you where you want to drop it. I just dropped it here, and then you can adjust how deep and you want to make it. Okay.
And one more. How do we get the two labels, product name and sales numbers?
How do we get
Two labels, product name and sales numbers.
Oh, this one, it will automatically come. And if it's not coming, you can click. So it's actually coming for this chart. So you can click on this chart and go to legends and color legend. Check that. It will come up.
And they said, okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So was everybody able to add this line? I mean, it's fine if you can't add this line because it's okay. It's not a big deal. So I can also, for simplicity for now, let's click on this chart and let's give it a border. Okay. Let's see. And click on this chart. Let's give it a border. Okay. All right. And let's click on this chart. And just for the sake of doing it, give it a border. I will add a line because that's just much neater for me. And so this is a chart. Now we are just learning. I mean, these things you can try on your own time, and however. So maybe now I showed the year to date number. I'm just trying to convey the story. I just showed all the numbers. Then I'm showing the trend for overall business. And then what I want to show is maybe see, when I'm hovering, it's telling me, so maybe I want to really show, so we have options. Maybe I want to show how we are doing segment wise, and then how we are doing category wise. So I can bring segment here, and I can bring category here, and maybe I can bring profit per customer here. Actually, just thinking, where's the profit per customer? Yeah, so all the three things. So is everybody able to get to here? Don't worry about how it's squeezed and all those things. Now, so this is where exactly I wanted to. So I will just do it again. So this is where exactly I wanted to tell you how containers are helpful. So when I do this, so what happens? So for example, I decided that we need. So in my mind, I know that I need 3 side-by-side chart: one for segment, sales by segments; one for sales by categories; one for profit by customers. Okay, so I actually need a horizontal container which I can break it down into 3 parts. So I initially, if I had that sense, I will drop a container first. Okay, so I will drop a container, then I will choose those 3 sheets which I had. Okay, and then drop in that container actually. Okay, all right, and then if I click on a sheet, then it shows me the tip of that, and if I click on the tip, it shows me the container, and I can choose distribute contents evenly. Okay. So now you are actually facing a challenge with the real estate. For now, what you can also do is, sorry, and you can always do Control Z. So you can also do a lot of things here, and just make sure that we have entire view set up, entire fit, entire view, fit entire view, and fit entire view. So sometimes, these are the decisions you take. Now you build this, now you want to adjust it. Maybe you wanted to show the profits here. Maybe you wanted to, along with that, you wanted to show profit for customer because that's kind of big story here. And then, I'll just lay it down with the border. And then you wanted to break it down. You wanted to break it down at this level, and maybe you just wanted to show it like this. So it is totally up to now. It's actually it's not me. It's you who are driving it. How you want to place things, where you want to place things. This is where a lot of the things you can hide. A lot of things, extra things which you see. See this chart now. If it's just a number, I can just bring it up, and then I can just bring this one up, and see now it's just showing all those numbers. I can just turn off those labels. So you can always, so from the dashboard, you can go to the sheet. Just click on the sheet. From here, you can go, and you can go to this sheet also. You can turn off the labels. Okay, so now it's looking less clumsy. Okay, and now we have a top 10 products chart, and we have and I'm just thinking maybe this can also fit in here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So maybe something is driving. If you don't see the border, you can just do this, expand it. Okay. I will for now maybe get rid of legends. Okay. And then maybe on the bottom, maybe just trying to do a top 10 and bottom 10. It may squeeze things drastically. So let's do let's hide the titles. Sorry. So this is exactly now how you're trying to play. You know, you know, you just have to fit. Everything should be fit. Whenever you see something is just coming into one side of the dashboard, just fit it well. Okay. And Tableau will adjust labels, on its own, and all those things it will do. So now I'm just thinking for this sheet, we can't see much. So another idea I have is I go to the sheet and I go to the sheet. Let's see, let me just do this right here. Okay. And one is that, let's make it 8. Okay.
Anuj, someone was saying I lost a whole thing from least 10 selling products dashboard. I'll try later, but can you please help me in creating least 10? I tried several times but not succeeded.
So if you have best 10, if you have best 10, just duplicate that. Okay, and just change the filter here to bottom 10. That's all. That will do. But if you want to see this, all we did is, one second. Do we have any more questions?
No, Anuj, that's the only question so far.
That's the only question. Okay. All right, so that's fine. I'm just covering that now in a bit. Actually, I just don't want to break this flow for everyone else. I will come back to that question because that's on the sheet, not on the dashboard. First, I just wanted to cover this dashboard. That's fine. Okay. So now maybe I'm just thinking. So all these things you decide. Okay. Now I'm just thinking we gave too much space to probably the business overview definition. Let's start adjusting your charts accordingly. Let's maybe just do this. And I'm even thinking that, well, honestly, I'm just thinking this could be a nice, way to just show the, because this is sales, this is profit, and this is in the middle, you have the trend. Okay. And then I have this information for, no, this is something you can't keep pace with me. This is like, this comes into like this is a canvas for you. You want to play with this as you deem fit actually. You can, for a lot of the cases, we try to minimize the number of sheets on a chart. We just try to keep it to minimum. In some cases it works, some cases it doesn't. Then we create another dashboard for just categories. Now I just want to show you one more thing, which is you can use this chart as filter. For any chart you can use as filter. So if you just use as filter, I'm just enabling that setting, use as filter, use as filter. So what happens is if you click on this technology, see what happens to the dashboard. It filters the entire dashboard for technology. So if your management was willing to know that what was our technology profits, you click on technology, you see the numbers have changed. Okay. Another way, so they can interact with, another way is that you click on this chart, go to filters and say category. See, it will add this category, and then you say apply to worksheet selected all on the dashboard. I will show it again. Okay. So one way is you can interact with the chart. You can click on one thing. I enabled that setting. If you have this use as filter option set for the sheet, you can filter the dashboard using that. And you can use any filter. Like I'm using category from category because that's the only chart which has category. So I use category and category came up here. And you can choose for, and then you can enable the setting that this filter can be used for entire dashboard. See, that's what I did. So apply to worksheets, selected worksheets, I choose setting for all on dashboard. Okay. This is just for you to know that these things, this is like, I'm just trying to, with these two sessions, I'm just trying to open up the possibilities. Okay. We can't really cover the entire thing, which I've been, doing for like 7-8 years in like 4 hours anyways. So that's the thing. Now, same thing. So for example, I'm looking for, I found that top 10 products are all these, and the Canon is the top most selling products. If I click on Canon, what happens? So when I click on Canon, it's telling me how did Canon perform in its categories, and your Canon sales broken by it falls into technology, and this is how the sales were yearly. And it's also telling me that for Canon, year-to-date sales were these and profits were these. For example, there was a very low-selling product like this. So for this product, which is Eureka disposable bags, and sometimes you will see that labels may not show up because of the real estate issue on the dashboard. That's fine because things will be on the tooltip anyway. So for example, when I clicked on this least selling, when I clicked on this, so management may be curious, what's this, the most least selling product in the organization? Just clicked on it. Eureka disposable bags, sales were $2 and profit. So they actually bought it for like $6 and sold it for $2. So these are the things actually, we're gonna see. You know what? If you're finding it's too clumsy, you can always increase the height of the dashboard. Okay, right? Yeah. So you can also enhance this like this. See, now you can justify all this. I was not trying to do it because I was trying to show you without the scroll. We try to minimize the as much scrolling we can minimize actually, because we want to that one glance. The rule is, I follow personally, rule is 5 to 7 seconds rule. Like for example, if someone looks at this dashboard in 5 seconds, they should know exactly what is going on. So this is just an example. It's not really like for example, you'll see a lot of inconsistencies. We want to minimize them. If everything is centered, everything should be centered. And then this should be center. Okay, this should be center. I mean, we could have taken a theoretical class honestly, but I think this would be a better approach to see things, to do things together. Honestly speaking, these are the dashboards. In my experience, there are a lot of companies which will have like similar dashboard, to be very frank. It's not really so then what we can do is we can click on dashboard and then go to the layout, and you can add a background actually. So you can change background, you can choose the size, and for dashboard you can just go format. So I went to dashboard, I said format. Maybe I want to make it, I don't know, I don't know, no, that's too much. Okay, maybe I want to do something like this. I don't know. It just depends on your taste and audience, and maybe I want to do a little bit grayish actually. Maybe this is how I want to show things actually. See, just one click, you get to dashboard, you set formats, you change the entire background. You can have images as background. You can change that. You can control the entire font here. So I can for dashboard and format option, worksheet, every sheet's tooltip title we can control. We can control this. See, control this. Okay. So this is fantastic. Now the thing is that how you share it. So I go to sign in. I go to I don't have a Tableau server, so you don't have I have server in my company, but not here. So I'm going to go to Tableau public. You see server Tableau public, and save to Tableau public option. And when I do that, it asks my username and password. Okay, and I just enter that. Okay, so it is telling me that you just, because in Tableau public what happens, you cannot really do because it's a free service, you cannot really do a refresh live connection. So what it is telling is, before we move any further, because I think everybody wants to publish on Tableau public. So are we here? Is everybody having some kind of dashboard with them actually? I just wanted to take a pause here before I move forward. So do all of us have this, something close to this? Maybe, everyone is free, we are all free thinkers. I mean, we will have our own ideas and everything. So do all of us have something similar? Do we have some dashboard at least? That could be a big plus for this training, if we are able to make at least some, it could be in any condition, but at least some dashboard. So I hope everyone have any questions so far before we move on to the next step, like publishing it.
We have 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat how to place sheet side by side on business overview?
Yes. So
sorry, and I'll also say one more question. It is facing difficulties in resizing the different spreadsheet on dashboard. I guess vertical and horizontal issue. Can we create new dashboard just to show again if possible?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do brand new dashboard. Okay. So this is a brand new dashboard. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a vertical. Okay. When I add vertical, this is just now not building. So just to show the idea. Okay. So when you add a vertical, the expectation is things will come on top of each other. Okay. So maybe something like this. This chart, and then this chart, and this chart. This is what a vertical. So how do you know the container? You click on the chart, you see the top, and you double click. See, this is what our vertical container was doing. Okay, and you can always say distribute evenly. Okay, you can say you can fit with edit with and all those things you can do actually. This is your vertical container. Okay, the thing is now let's look at, so now you can add a horizontal container. Okay, in that, let's see, for namesake, I'm adding a horizontal container within. See, it's highlighting where I'm adding. It's adding in the vertical container itself. So I'm adding this horizontal container. Maybe I'll do, so when I say horizontal, I maybe want to show that year to date sales number and profit side by side. I will just drop it here, and I'll drop it here. See, it gives me an option now. And what, so this is the container actually. So I can need to say distribute contents evenly. See, this is a horizontal container, and if the horizontal container is actually in a vertical container, so they can be in each other actually. Container can contain. So then now if I double click, I can see the actual most the outermost container actually. So this is how you do. And now coming to sizing, this is the only you can remove the wrap, and you can adjust. And then I hope every one of you have increased the size for the dashboard. So that you do from dashboard and browser. I think you'll find it ideal for this case because we have many charts, and you can do a 1200 width and 1000 height actually. That will adjust most of your requirement actually. And it's important because that's how 1200,000 we do when a lot of people. So it depends who our audience is, because you can do a device preview here. See, so some people, everybody's using laptop. You want to serve that with a smaller screen size. If everybody wants to add a desktop, you can have another size for desktop actually. So it depends what is most popular thing. And then you have mobile setup also actually. Okay. Tablet and phone, all those things you can render actually. All right. So this is how you do. I think that this is how you will create this layout, and then you can move things around. I mean, you can move here, you can move here. It just, so as soon as you start playing with this, you will be more comfortable with. It's not something you can learn just in a day. It's just you have to. I mean, even after working for like almost 7 years, sometimes I have struggled with arranging my things, because sometimes you want to show so much information in such a little space. Then you have to be really creative with what you want to show. Okay, and then you can sometimes add that's another thing, that you can add a web page. For example, I can add a sorry, for example, I can add a link to google.com, or maybe I can add a link to the corporate, we can add a link. See, it renders the page right here. You can add a web page, and people can click and go, and you can add an image, you can add a background, a lot of things you can do. All those options are there. You just have to explore each other. You can add buttons for navigation from one sheet to other sheets. You can do that too. So these are the various options we have actually. So now coming back to the dashboard, those who are ready with any kind of dashboard, I would just request them go to data and refresh your data once again. And how do you do that? Extract data. So go to data, your data source, and say extract data, and say press extract. Save it. Okay. So how do you know if the extract is it's using extract now? Okay. So when because you're publishing on a public free portal, it will not allow you to connect with database on a live setting. So what I'm doing with extract is I'm actually embedding the data it needs with the dashboard, and now I can publish. So what you did is you went to data, you said use extract data, and now it will tick on the use extract. So it's using extract. That means data and dashboard are together. So you can actually move them as a unit. So then you can do server. I've already signed into my public. You can go to Tableau public and from here save to Tableau public. So I'm going to give it save to Tableau public, and it's asking me what do you want to call it. Tableau training, prospective, Tableau professionals. Okay.
One more question, Anand. Someone is asking, can you please share how you get work request in real work? I mean, how you get work request in real work?
Oh, we get invited to meetings such as, for example, client is facing some side of, client has no way to know that which customers are not paying. Client has no way to know why our products are not selling. Or which are those products, which regions they come from, what category is causing this slump in the profits. For example, today a lot of dashboards are being built that what is the impact of coronavirus on our sales. So, and which of the categories. So for example, for an insurance company, look at this. A lot of insurance companies have withdrawn from offering life insurance policies to people who are older than 60. So how those decisions are made? One is common sense. Second is people look into data. They see that which group. So, for example, we can have a claims dashboard. Which age group is having most number of claims in the last 2 months? They realize that that's 60 plus. So, if insurance company has more claims, they're not happy with it, right? So, what they want to do is they want to minimize their offering in that product portfolio. They control it. Same goes with healthcare. What kind of age group is causing most number of claims in for a healthcare provider actually. So they can control that. So these are things. Then how do you? But the problem is which products they should take action on, or which category they should conduct. Again, there could be like. So there's a big project people do in HR. Then they want to monitor like, okay, now it's the time to reorg the organization, and now who's getting paid the most. We want to review whether we need such group or not, or what is that the pay cut. So if we want to decide the pay cut, how we allocate the pay cuts, how we allocate the commissions, how we allocate the bonuses. All those things people can visually see and decide, and they can get a list out of it. So these are the things we debate. Then we say, okay, then for this scope, what do you want to look at? What are the problems? So every dashboard starts with a problem. Okay. I also, just for the sake of programmers, I actually asked, initially I mentioned that I'm going to show how R and Python get integrated. So when I was building this calculation for profit per customer, you see this is a script tag. So these are the functions people use. So what happens is there are other programming language people do analysis, but eventually everyone wants to show their analysis in the best way, in the visually effective way, and that's when Tableau comes in. Which is why I said initially, Tableau is like it merges so many disciplines together. A data scientist must know Tableau. A data analyst must know Tableau. A machine engineer must know Tableau, because you can do all sort of analysis, but if you can't present it nicely, it's gone. Nobody's going to digest it. Nobody's going to make use of that. So in that case, what we do is that's my daughter. She's just telling me where's my iPad. All right. So she's 2. So well, anyways, so we can get the R and Python script written, and how we render is that we can pass these. For example, you can pass customer names to a R script or Python script and the sales number, and you can do certain analysis in that, and you can call back. You can get the output to be shown in Tableau. That's an advanced topic, but these are the four calculations available to pass parameters of pass columns from Tableau to the scripts, R scripts and Python scripts, and get the information back again. So this is where you use it. So this is a very common question in interview also. How do you integrate R and Python? So these are the script bool, script and script real. This is how you trigger an R script and Python script to do your analysis and present it back in Tableau. Okay. Further details, that's like very advanced. We can cover it, in case if there are bigger sessions, longer sessions. So this is it, and this is the dashboard we had all extracted. Now I just wanted to go to my public and go to save to. So you have an option to save. I'm going to save Tableau training. What's the date today? May 5th for beginners. May 5th. I'm going to say save and see what happens now. See? Can everyone see it now? This is actually available for the Word to see it now. Who published it? What are the seeds you have? I will just copy and I will share it in the group so that everyone can see it as a reference. This is how your workbook should also show up. And if someone says, do you know Tableau? What you do is that you share them the link. This is how I did. And this is how people build their portfolio and they can share. So it's so much easy to be hired in Tableau if you know something, because you can always build your public page and you can share. People will ask, most cases, they will ask you questions on how did you build this? Because you can actually show your work creatively to users, to the interviewers, which is a big plus, and you can answer. So this is a good, way to present your, dashboard actually. Yeah. All right. So any more questions? I think we are almost coming to an end, and we just have 3 more minutes.
Yes, Anuj, one second. How much time will it take to complete each request?
That's a very abstract question. What request?
I guess in the real world, like
Oh, how much? Yeah. So generally, in my experience, all our dashboards are mostly 2 weeks. We get about 2 weeks time, because first is that you need to. A lot of times you will not have data. This is where you had data. A lot of times you will have to work with the data team, get the data in the way you want. Then you will think what information. You will brainstorm with people what story we are trying. So it's all about story design, data. So it's a lot of science. There's a lot of engineering. There's a lot of art in the whole project. So I would say 2 to 3 weeks is what people consider a normal, dashboard delivery actually.
And can Anuj show the process of saving the extract to publishing the dashboard to public?
Yes. So you went to, there's a dashboard. You went to data, your data, and you will click on the extract data button. Okay. As soon as you do that, what it will do is it will, from the spreadsheet you had and the back end, it will pull all the data and attach it with the workbook. Okay, so that means this becomes a unit. It just moves with the data. So you will see that if you have this button, so then this check will be shown actually. This check sign. Okay, use extract. Okay, and this tick, once this tick is visible, what you can do is you can go to server and Tableau public and save to Tableau public. So it will ask you for your credentials and it will save it there. And then you can just share, you can keep it in your, this URL, you can keep it in your LinkedIn, you can keep it in your website, you can build tomorrow, you can build a coronavirus dashboard and publish it for help, to help different people, organization, or however, or just for your passion, just as your passion project. You can see gallery, like you go to gallery, see there are so many people building the visuals, they're publishing it day in and out. See, you can be one of them. Yep.
And can you suggest specific topics to learn as per interview point of view?
Yes. So interview point of view, I think everybody wants to know you have a good understanding on filters, parameters, which charts to use when. That those are major things, and then different questions on the calculations. Lots of questions on the calculation. There are something called level of detail. There's something called table calculation. There's something called Windows calculation. So all those, I showed you the drop down on calculation. So all those string, date, and all those calculations. Lots of questions. And the main thing, which if I have to hire someone, I kind of look at what is their visual. So if I tell that I'm looking for why my products aren't performing, what visuals you can suggest, what dashboards you can suggest, what story can you say. So the one has to be good at telling stories. If you cannot tell stories, if you cannot speak, it's a very interactive field. You have to be understanding your customer very well in its language and being able to interpret that in a way so that you can build your visuals. So it's a very it's actually a business discipline. It's not a tech discipline. It's a business discipline. So it's a lot of stakeholder interaction, and I'm happy sometimes, I think, because I feel that building dashboards, it gives you big exposure on the business, and you kind of enjoy your role. So lots of business question like, how will you attempt this? How will you build the story? How will you build the dashboard? And then a few technical questions which I mentioned earlier. And there's a certification which you can do. The first level is very easy. Maybe after this class also, if you do just practice a little bit more, you can actually clear it off. So having the first level certificate will give you a great deal of confidence. It's very easy actually. So that will give you some technical insights also for interviews actually. And there are lots of portals now where they have all the questions and everything posted. That could be a totally different discussion. If somebody is looking for a job, they can always feel free to reach out. You can write to networking or text me or write me. Yeah.
Any sources to learn Tableau further, like training materials?
Yeah, I mean, the Tableau website provides lots of free training videos already. So that's your go-to place. Tableau gives there are lots of free training videos. Actually, you can always go to video tutorials in Tableau. Actually, Tableau website has so much of training material you can start learning. And I think now recently for the coronavirus thing, they've started the premium learning material. They're offering 3 months. I think free. Maybe it's about to end now. But I think there were talks about it. But again, before getting into that higher levels, first of all, they're for beginners and for intermediate users. There is enough free material available on Tableau sites. You just have to go to tableau.com and learning. See, getting started. That's all. That's all. You will learn now. Everything you can learn here. Free training videos is the place to go. Free training videos. See, on every single topic you have videos. So easy. Everyone can learn. And then you have e-learning and you have instructor learn. I mean, I've taken many of few years back, I've taken the instructor training also. Those are very expensive though. But I think e-learnings you can do for I think $400 per year. And maybe for a few months it comes free also. But in order to get there, you need to first finish off these first level of training materials. Actually, let's share this link. Yeah. I think maybe I can share this, Mahesh. I mean, I can share an email with all these links, actually, information after this training is done. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Anuj.
Yeah. All right. Any more questions?
So far, that's it.
Hope you all enjoyed the session. I definitely enjoyed, because a lot of times in the pace of working, you kind of lose the basics, and it's not easy, because it's easier to run the presentation, but it's really difficult to do things on the spot, because sometimes I may be trying something and just it doesn't come as expected. But my idea was that initially I had a thought that I will run it in deck and we'll get some examples and run it through. But I thought people will not remember it for a long time. So I thought then we will do a dashboard and we'll take it from there. I'm pretty sure if you have listened and you've tried little also, you will have some understanding on what the product. And actually, we did a small project in this class actually. Right from the data, we pulled the data, we built the dashboard, and we published it. So that's exactly the life cycle of of a Tableau project actually. So that this was my idea then to be more practical, less theoretical in this attempt. And I hope everyone enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it because it was not boring for me to read the presentation deck. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I think I hope you all continue to learn on that actually. With that, I will leave you guys, and stay safe. Yeah. Right.
Yes, Anuj, thank you so much. And I guess we got one more quick question. Do we have separate admins for Tableau?
Do we have some? Yes. You know, I wouldn't. So there are dedicated admins for Tableau, but admin space is slowly uh, losing steam, I would say, because Tableau is taking over a lot of, because Tableau is pushing lots of its own administration on your, so it has with the Salesforce takeover, a lot of things are changing actually. So there is definitely that there used to be a dedicated admin, but now a lot of people are choosing for Tableau Online where they manage your space, and you have concept of administrator who installs it, then you have site admins, the content owners. So those admins will exist, but all the installation, upgrade, and everything will be done by Tableau. That's becoming more and more popular now. So as a career, I really can't speak much, but for now there are a lot of people who are admins.
Does Tableau have ETL as well?
Yes, it has. That's called Tableau Prep. See the product list? That's called Tableau Prep. It's not really. You can't compare this with Informatica. Like it's just a very tiny component, but they are actually trying to. They have improved a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if one point in time they will be as robust as any other solution, and it's expensive too. It's very expensive actually. So Tableau Prep is the answer for ETL.
So I guess that's all the questions, Hanush. Yeah.
All right then. All right then. The time to say bye.
Yes. Thank you so much. And as mentioned yesterday in the yesterday's class, if you guys have any other questions, please send an email to networking@pamton.com, or you can also contact Anush via WhatsApp group. So I hope that can help you guys.
Thank you. All right then. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.